All right, welcome everybody to our December team call. I'm gonna go ahead and get started right away. I'll share my screen. And we should be able to go. Okay, can you guys see that okay? I can't see all of you, but some of you nod your heads. Okay, good, I got some thumbs up. All right, so we're gonna start off with some recognition especially after our Fierce month, which is, I think they should be Fierce Fun months. Anyway, we'll just stop with that. Amy will give it a break on that. So we had 41 new team members. That means we have 856 Fierce Oilers. What a fun crew we have going. They're getting livelier and livelier as we go, so it's very fun. Our top enroller was, with 5 enrollments, Holly Kronberg. Whoop, whoop. Nice work, girl, nice work. So we're gonna get to hear from Holly tonight a little bit about just how she made that happen, right? Okay, we had a lot of other great enrollments going on. Wendy had 4 enrollments, and so did Melissa Rashid. I think both are on with us tonight as well, so kudos to both of you. We had Lindsay King had 3 enrollments, and I think there was a couple more that were secretly thrown in there. So Lindsay's up there, and Laura Hadamio also had 3 enrollments. They're both on, I think, too. 2 enrollments, we had Miranda Gerke, we had Danielle Wilson, and we also had Brenda DeValis. And there's more. Kelsey shoot, I got the Mary name wrong. I'm sorry, it's Kelsey Potter. She had 2 enrollments too. Sarah McCord did as well, and so did Betty Stromberg. And Em had 1 enrollment, Nikki Rapley did, and so did Laura Whip. And then this next slide has 1 enrollment as well. So we've got Kara Manders, Emily Atienza, and Stephanie Finau. Which I think was Steph's first official enrollment. Yes, I think so. She might have to confirm that. And here's Esperanza. So Esperanza, she had 1 enrollment, and it was her very first enrollment. So that is a fun milestone. I remember my first enrollment very clearly, where I was sitting, how sweaty I was, all of the things. So congrats to all of those great enrollments. And then I do want to do a little bit, I know I posted pictures, sorry. I posted pictures for rank in the group. So these are our new, first time people hitting these ranks. So Jamie Rashid, Holly Willman, Liz Howarth, and Nikki Rapley hit elite. So 3,000 overall volume, which is awesome. So congrats to them. We had, I keep clicking off my screen, sorry. New executives at 2,000, Laura Shields, Holly Kronberg, and Amy Fisher, I think, who's on with us tonight. New directors, we had Cassidy G, I'm just gonna call her, Mandy Bonack, and Kelsey Potter. Did I get your name right there? New managers as well, Amy Van Hout, we had Carly Reynolds, Katie Cheetah. Oh, okay, and then there's one more thing I wanted to say about the rank thing. There were a lot of you who did wonderful things and met your rank goals, and there should be some kind of a subsection for people who worked really hard and hit a rank even though they've hit it before, but there's not enough hours in the day. Does that sound terrible? So I just want to do a general kudos to the people who worked super hard and got to where they wanted to be this month, even if that's somewhere that maybe they were in months past. There was a lot of really great things going on, so I don't want to overlook that. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about what's coming up this month. It's our last month of the year. We've got some fun things going on. So our theme in Fierce Oilers, education-wise, is cooking with essential oils. So our team call is December 17th at 8 p.m. And they're getting more and more fun as we go. And this one is already creating a lot of, I don't know, people talking about it, because we talked about food recipes just briefly on our November call, and literally I was so hungry. I had to have a whole nother meal when we got off. So this is going to be a really fun call. If you have even one recipe you'd like to share or one thing you'd like to say, this is a great format or venue for you to hop on the screen and give it a shot and share something with the group. And remember, I do raffles for the people who are on live. So be sure to tell your team about this and tell them that they shouldn't come hungry. Okay, good. Other Fierce Oilers things that are happening. Hopefully you've noticed the Forgive Challenge. Who here is doing that, right? I've got my Forgive roller out in an easily accessible spot. So that's running all month. It simply is apply or use Forgive at least once, if not more times throughout the day. Encouraging people to do that. I think the touch roller is like $14. It's a great price point, and I think it's a really great introduction into the emotional side of what the oils can offer. So it's never too late to jump in. You can jump in, you can tell your people. It's a great thing to be able to do, easy. And we're also doing Frank Faves, and you guys are killing it. We're hearing from new people, and there's a live video. We started at the end of November, and we're going till Thursday. So this is to help people understand why in the world they would need frankincense, because December is all about frankincense with doTERRA's promos. So be watching for that too. Your people can just search the hashtag Frank Faves and it pulls up all the videos. That's why I wanted to use the hashtag that way. So there's a tip for your people. Let's talk about the frankincense promotion for a second. And I just have to talk about some don'ts, and then we're going to talk about some do's. And there's really just one don't. If you love me, please don't do this. Don't just post a pic and be like, free frankincense, because you might as well be like, free llama. Like, nobody knows why they would need it. Like, what's the point of that, right? So the most important thing that you can offer is the education piece of it, which is what we're trying to do. So educate people, point them to Frank Faves, make your own post about frankincense, let them know what it's actually good for. They should be asking you when you post about frankincense or this promo, you're not really using like the promo language, but like people should be asking you, how do I get some of that? Okay, so that's kind of the goal there. You want to also help them see how it replaces things that they're already buying. That's really key. And also, like this time of year, if they're like, how do I get to 200 PV? I'm like, do you spend $200 in Christmas gifts? Okay, maybe you don't spend $200 in Christmas gifts, but if you add up consumables that you buy each month for your family and Christmas gifts, you get to 200. Okay, well then let's get you a free frankincense. Let's get you a free holiday joy. Let's get you a snowman topper. Let's get you rewards points. Let's get you shipping rewards points for all those things that you were already buying. Okay, so show them how to get free frank for a year, which for some people, I don't know. I actually don't buy a single Christmas gift, so don't use me as an example. But for people who maybe are doing other things, shopping things this time of year, if you literally shift that over, you could have free frankincense for a whole year. Okay, enough about frankincense. Leadership 2019, it's coming up faster than I can believe. So does anybody remember who the guest speaker is? Just wondering. Anybody remember? Girl, wash your face. Okay, Rachel Hollis is going to be the guest speaker. So it's going to be a really good time. And how you qualify to go. So there's 2 locations. Atlanta is March 6th to the 8th. Most people go that direction, but not everybody. And San Diego is March 18th to the 20th. So if you are silver or above between August 2018, you just have to hit it once, in January 2019, you qualify to attend leadership. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I wanted to share a couple ideas for customer support. I'd like to try and do that each month. So holiday gifts. So this to me is, when I say holiday gifts, I'm trying to think of what are ways that I can like send a little something, or even like a diffuser blend to my customers on whatever budget you're on. That is like, hey, I thought of you. I know it's this time of year. I hope you're doing well. Just like, I'm thinking of you. You could send seasonal cards to your customers, you know, write a little note on them and send your Christmas cards to them. Sometimes I make a special holiday roller bottle, a room spray, or just even a sample of an oil that I'm really loving. I thought of them. You could take a 1/4 dram or a 5/8 dram and put in a diffuser blend that you really love. If you really love them, you can spare a little of your holiday joy and let them be able to use that throughout the month of December. I think it's fun to offer like a Christmas coffee date. If they're local, bring your oils. I'll bring like 2 empty rollers and some fractionated coconut oil, and we'll make 2 roller bottles together. Like help them with their stuff, buy them a cup of coffee, and connect with them that way, okay? This is one other day. This is one of my favorite ideas would be to offer to set a Christmas like gift brainstorming session. You could call it whatever you want. So, hey, this is an example of what you could say. Hey, I'm offering to all my oily friends to set a date for some Christmas gift brainstorming. Time to save some money and some brain space. You just bring your Christmas list and we'll go over some gift ideas for each one. You don't have to order anything, but if there's something you want to grab, I can help you. Would that be helpful? So who here loves taking all the time and energy to find Christmas gifts? What if you could just sit down in one place and get it done and get a free frankincense, right? So connect with your people and offer that to them. I think it's a great thing to be able to do. All right, I'm going to be quiet now. You guys are very grateful for that. And we're going to get to hear from two of our leaders. We're going to start with Holly. So Holly, you saw as we went through some of the recognition stuff, she was our top enroller. She had 5 enrollments. She hit executive this month. And there are clear things that she's done to get there. So I asked if she would just share a little bit about what she's been up to and what that's looked like for her. So let's give her our listening ears as she shares that.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so so Amy asked me to share kind of what I've been doing and what's been working for me. So the first thing I would say is that like this month was huge for me. I was actually coming into November fighting to gain momentum. Like life circumstances had kind of made me pause with doTERRA a little bit. Like I remember having a conversation with Emily being like, it's hard to regain momentum, but like clearly I want to. But like, as my husband put it, I never stopped like tending my garden kind of. I still looked for opportunities to kind of have oily conversations with people who I thought would be interested and kind of like plant those seeds and make sure I was still like on the radar with doTERRA. So when November rolled around and I knew there'd be some huge promos going, I was able to jump in and kind of like harvest on the garden I'd been tending. So like I made a plan on how I wanted to do that and then I executed. So I made the phone calls, I sent the text outs, I scheduled the one-on-ones. And because I'd both put the effort into kind of tend the garden, even though I wasn't like working it hard, and I made a plan to execute harvesting, I was kind of able to just get a lot of traction there. So that's kind of what my big success in November was. And then kind of the second thing that I've been up to is intentionally investing in the future with doTERRA too. So like that same idea, like I'm still doing that. So I've been doing the one-on-one thing, but I've been a bit like, this isn't like super my jam, like the one-on-one thing. So I've kind of been brainstorming on what else could this look like for me. I'm not like a super warm, fuzzy person. So, so I feel like the one-on-one thing, it can be a little bit awkward for me. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm bad at it, but it doesn't like make my heart sing, you know? So I've been looking at both doing classes and trying to imagine how like business to business sales might look for me. So I also did my first class this last month and had 2 enrollments from that. And I've also set up to start doing periodic classes with a local birthing center. And I'm going to be doing a class at a retirement community that I have connections to. And if that goes well, I'll be doing more there too. So super fun and exciting for me, kind of brainstorming and seeing where I could go too. So like both of those things have been exciting for me and have kind of blossomed in this past month. So yeah, that's my shtick.
That's perfect. Thank you, Holly. I'm sure everybody thanks you. I think that, Holly, that's like the epitome to me of like a fierce month of like, we're doing all the things that we're doing and then you kind of turn it up a notch. You know, there's this great promo. So you were like, I'm going to intentionally increase my service and activity because I know that doTERRA has laid the foundation for some really good things to happen. And I also think it sets a great example for when you're like, oh, maybe this isn't working, or I feel like I haven't, or I've just been tending the garden, to be willing to look at a different angle or a different way to do it and to try something new in that way to have some forward momentum. So thank you for sharing. I think that's all really valuable. I'm excited about your classes and what you're up to. Okay, so the next person I asked to speak is Sonia, and Sonia is my sister-in-law, and she's actually my cross-line buddy. So I love that she agreed to be on here with us. I got to see her when we were over Minnesota for Thanksgiving, and what struck me is that Sonia is very driven and smart. She's a lot like her brother, and I think that she's kind of put her head down and is like, this is where we're going and what we're doing. But there's been some clear things that she's done, and she looks at things differently than I do. So I just wanted her to share a little bit about what she's done to make some of these things happen. So Sonia, go ahead.
Thanks, Amy. Can you hear me? Okay, good. So I met some of you at convention, and as you know, I'm kind of a quieter person, and so Amy and I think are going to run our businesses a lot differently. So for me this month, it was a big month. I really decided to hit it hard. I'm at a place with my full-time job where I just absolutely hate it, and so I'm just on a push to like get out of there, and so I'm really doing this super seriously. So some things for me, one of my biggest learning things this month was doing hard things, making mistakes, and then doing harder things. Like that was my month. Like learning all about moving people and where they belong and asking people to upgrade so I can move them, or filling out exceptions forms. And oh my God. But another big thing was I joined a Facebook group called Girl Get to Silver Guy Ditto, because I'm like going to leadership. That's where I want to be. I did not make silver this month, but hopefully by the end of January. So they brought on a different diamond leader each month to speak on different topics, and it was absolutely fabulous. Like all of us were in the same boat. We're working our butts off. We, some of us had some great rank advancements. Using the rank planner was a big one for me. I've never really looked at that and like put pencil to paper on where my team is at. So that was super helpful. For those of you that are interested, they're going to be doing one called I Am Diamond starting in January, and it's for anybody. And it's really just going to talk about having the mindset of a diamond and getting there. Some of the things I did this month, I held classes. Actually, one of my classes came out of one of the challenges from that Facebook group, and they wanted us to do a text blitz, and I was literally terrified. Okay. They gave us like sample wording. It was like this image, and it was just like, send this out to your whole contact list. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And I started with my warm market, and I kind of tweaked the wording a little bit and started with my warm market, like through some Facebook messaging and that kind of thing. And I was getting responses that I was like shocked about, like people I wasn't really expecting, and some gals that I know through some professional groups I'm involved in that I wouldn't have ever thought to ask. And so one of the gals offered to host a class, and actually I switched up my wording to offer a free diffuser for anybody hosting a class because I was desperate. Right? So she hosted a class. Like everybody had a great time. I did like the top 10 oils. I used Amy's little handout and I made it kind of Christmassy. And then we ended with holiday make and takes. And it was a snowstorm that night. I was like ready to call it off, and 6 people showed up, and I got 3 enrollments. And then, so I was like, I prayed and prayed and prayed that God would bring me a builder. Okay, bring me a builder where I least expect it. Well, that same girl who offered to host a class, like a week later at church, says, Sonia, I want to help you reach your goal. How can I support you? And I was like, what? Unfortunately, she's not like, she doesn't want to do anything with the business. She doesn't even want to make money. She just wants to be like this awesome referral partner. So that's super cool too, because we all need those. And she's pregnant with her 3rd. So who knows down the road what life changes could come her way, right? Let's see, what else do I got here? Another enrollment one I had this month actually came because I've started telling people that I sell and educate people about doTERRA oils instead of telling them about my day job, which I hate. So just kind of switching up my language with that. One of the hard things I had to do last week was ask my boss to reduce my hours. So this week I'm finally cutting back some hours and getting out of there at 3:30 just to give me more time on my business and more family time. It was super hard for me to take that step because the position I took is kind of a big one in her eyes. And so it's just something I had to do. And I feel like a huge weight taken off my shoulder this week. Let's see. If you guys haven't been in that is phenomenal. It's just great for learning how to do some of her fancy social media images if you guys are into that, or learning the ropes of Canva and some other cool tools. I haven't had a ton of time to put into that because I feel like the time I put into the Facebook posts, like my reward is not so much at this point. So I'm not spending a ton of time on it, but it was really great information. Let's see. Some of the harder things I did, like on my very first class, I went around to businesses with postcards of my upcoming classes and told them what I'm doing, invited them out. I had one business actually offer to have me come and hang out in her business on a Saturday and, make rollers or do whatever I wanted to do. So that's coming up this Saturday. Another idea, instead of going through the bank drive-through, like go inside and talk to people and, let them know about what you have coming up. Just speaking up, lots of prayer, making a to-do list the night before. And my saying right now is just sacrifice now for the short term so I don't have to sacrifice later for the long term, So that's where I'm at.
Son, that's amazing. Thank you. Wasn't that good, guys? Yeah, it was really good. So many good nuggets. What she was talking about, I think it cut out. Maybe it was just my computer. Heidi, I don't know if she's still on with us. Yeah, Heidi has a Canva course. Maybe you can, right? Canva course isn't doing it justice, but she's got something where Heidi's really good at creating beautiful images and doing things like that. It's a really wonderful talent and skill set of hers. So she has like a course that she does that Sonia got to be a part of and she really enjoyed. So that's what she was referring to there. Sonia, is the I Am Diamond group, is that free? Is the group that you were in free?
It's like $20. They just want a little bit of input so that they know you're going to show up to the calls and do the work.
Okay, perfect. And is it mostly on Facebook or is there some Zoom stuff?
It is Facebook Lives and then the calls are recorded.
Okay, awesome. That's really good. So like I said, comes at it from a different angle, has some great, I'm doing harder things. Forget do hard things. That's so lame. Sonia says do harder things. So it's inspiring for all of us. Sonia, thank you for sharing and blessing us with some of those tips and your perspective on that. All right, guys, it's 8:24. We like cruise through it. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you'd like to ask Holly or Sonia, or while we're all on here together? I don't want to miss that.
Hey, Amy, can I just jump in for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
I just want to say how amazing you all are. So our entire Northwoods Essentials team, that's from me down, we had 74 new members last month. So Amy, you said you had 55? 41? You're 55%. You guys, your whole team are 55% of that new growth just from last month. So awesome job.
Thanks for sharing that, Heidi.
I just want to say one thing about Holly, because she and I just coached today, and we talked about her meeting at this retirement home with the volunteer coordinator person, advent coordinator person. Seriously, if you want to know how to talk to a business, you need to talk to Holly, because I just think it's like when Wendy started doing classes and we're all like, oh, yep, you found your sweet spot. That's like Holly being like, hey, I can sit down and talk to a business and show you that I'm professional. I'll be your business partner. I was just like, you're coaching me now. My work here is done. Amazing. So truly, if you want to know more about that, Holly blew it out of the water.
Holly might not be a warm fuzzy, but she is entrepreneurial. So that is, which don't always, so good work, girl. Good work. Find your zone of genius. Good. Anything else? There's lots in the chat too, but. Okay. So our January call is actually, it isn't until the 7th because it's the first Monday. So be watching in Fierce Leaders for things before the call. I'll try and keep you all in the loop. I hope you guys have a great month. Stay active in Fierce Leaders. Tell us what's going on, what's happening, and we'll keep cheering each other on. This is a fun month too. It might not be a fierce month, but it's a very fun month with everything going on. So enjoy time with your family, enjoy time off, and enjoy telling everybody about why frankincense would be good for them. Okay, have a good night, everybody.